Soulful Sunday, you know what it is. Yo, regardless of the situation, protect your peace. Make sure you're protecting yourself and your well-being before anything else. Don't let anybody put their obligations on you, regardless of the situation. Make sure you're 100% before you could give your time. And in return, make sure you get some time to yourself to regroup, because sometimes when you're a person that always helps someone, you never honestly get a good moment to yourself, and then you start losing yourself within the process of helping everyone else. Make sure you regroup. Make sure you get to 100%. Make sure you're still able to do what you need to do for you, because if it's no one thinking about your well-being, it's going to be hard to get the tasks that you need done for your personal goals and what you're trying to achieve. Within that sense, protect your peace. Regardless of the situation, I make sure I get time to myself, because so many people will try to pull you in different ways because they see you doing something positive and they want to be a part of that journey at that moment when you're getting everything prepared for yourself and you doing what you're doing and what your passion and purpose is. Right? So keep that in mind. It's okay to add new people to the team. Sometimes you may subtract people, but protect your peace. You're the most important person in your brand and your establishment. If you're not 100%, you can't do anything 100% that you're trying to get achieved to reach the goals you're trying to reach. I learned that the hard way. I used to overextend myself in many situations, and I know many of you guys can relate to that. Overextending yourself, putting yourself out there when you shouldn't have, or basically always being that one phone call away, regardless of how you feel. You can do that, but you want to do that to individuals that respect your time, your energy, Therefore, if they know they're always calling on you, if they always need something from you, and sometimes they're not going to do it because they're going to respect your space. Learned the hard way. I start telling people no. I start losing friends and family. Duly noted. Another thing is, don't ever let someone put their expectations on who you should become on you. You are who you are. Individuals will basically put their perspective or what they feel you should be. And when you're not that, they get mad or disappointed. I had people say, I thought you was going to always do this for me. And I said, why? Because I just thought you was that type of person. I am. But we all got times where we need to focus on ourselves over helping someone else. It happens. And if you're a person who put obligations or your perspective or what you think somebody should be based upon that's how you viewed them, you got to waken up. Individuals are who they are, and you can't mold someone or try to change someone or do a Build-A-Bear on someone else because you feel they should be this way. It goes both ways. I appreciate the sentiment of you feeling I should be this way, but that's not who I am. Also, don't take for granted individuals that's helping you or assisting you in situations, because they don't have to do it. They don't have to do it. It ain't about if you ask them or not. It's about people being there when you need them. Sometimes you don't understand or you don't really think about who you need until you're in a situation where you need help. Right? Staying even keel, not too high, not too low. For me, that's one of the balances where I can navigate in a realm where I can see the good, the bad. I can see the ugly. I can see, that's not for me. This is for me. Staying even keel. The ups and the downs is going to be both, no matter the situation, Also, on another note, don't let your circumstances or where you come from hinder who you want to become. I say this all the time. Individuals will have an excuse and blame their previous situations on why they're not taking the right steps currently. For example, if you came from a bad environment, you came from a poverty-stricken environment, now you're out of that situation. So don't make any excuses. Go forward. Be who you can be. Be who you want to be. If you didn't check it out, check my reel about growing up in New York wasn't normal. Individuals think I'm bashing New York. I'm not bashing New York. What I'm saying is we normalize things that's really not normal because we had to 9 times out of 10, we was in survival mode. So when you in survival mode, you got to adapt to your situations and do what you got to do to get out of that situation for you and your family and your legacy down the line. If you still in New York, I support you. I salute you. That worked for you. But for the individuals who felt that they should move, I support you as well, because you knew what you needed to be a better you. I love New York. I'm always going to be from New York. I'm always going to be a city kid. I'm always going to take that with me. But at the end of the day, I didn't let how I grew up hinder who I am today. But I took everything that I learned from growing up in New York with me, and I just used it as a pro. I didn't use it as a con. Yeah, we seen crazy things happen. You know, if you know, like, you know, you outside when things was going on, you knew like the things we were seeing, you get it. But at the same time, when I'm around other people talking about how I grew up, they're looking at me like a Martian. Like, what? And those are those times I had to think about my situations like, yo, this really wasn't normal. This is not normalcy across the board. That's all I'm saying. But, you know, I appreciate everybody who chiming in on that reel and that story, and people explaining their stories and their trauma. And, yo, I appreciate that. And this goes for wherever you from. It's not just a New York story. It's wherever you from, where when you moved, or if you moved away, or once you was mature enough to realize like, yo, this isn't normal. This isn't how things supposed to be. But you weathered the storm. Blessings of God, you weathered the storm. You got through it. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is. Man. Hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. Hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. Keep working, keep grinding, regardless if you don't see the results. Because somebody is further than you now in your eyes. But as long as you keep putting in that hard work, that discipline and that dedication, you're going to be the one that they start looking at and saying, dag, I remember when this person wasn't good at this or good at that. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. And if you somebody that's getting to it and you ahead of everyone, somebody watching you, don't stop working. Don't get comfortable and complacent now. Now that you're in a spot where you considered the top person. You could lose it in a heartbeat. You could lose that in a heartbeat. You know, you could lose that in a heartbeat. But yeah, man, energy is highly important. The individuals you're around, the energy you project, right, is going to attract certain type of people to you. And those are people you attract can be a detriment to your overall success. It could be a hindrance, or it could propel your success to a whole nother level. And success comes in many ways. When I say success, I'm not only referring to money. I'm not referring to money. Money come and go. But when you put down that foundation and everything you touch is going crazy, everybody see it, then that revenue start coming in, then you able to monetize things people didn't think you could monetize. Usually you're giving off that energy. You cut from that cloth. You created a cloth that breeds energy, attracts people to you like a magnet. That's where I'm trying to go. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm heading towards. You know what I'm saying? When people come around me or I'm around individuals, I'm adding value to their life, right? I'm an asset, not a liability. It's another thing. Make sure no matter what situation you're in, come to that situation as an asset. An asset doesn't always mean monetary value right away. That asset could be the bridge to linking this person to that person. You know, when you just know financial literacy, you start understanding big time what's an asset, what's a liability. If you have those assets, those liabilities is going to be a lot lower. But if you got more liabilities than assets, you got to reevaluate the situation, because whatever your empire is, it can come to its demise extremely quickly. Extremely quickly. You know, shout out to my new YouTubers. Shout out to my new content creators. I know the grind. I understand it. Keep going. Don't let up. You know what I'm saying? When you let up, you lost already. Just keep pushing. It can happen in a day. It can happen in a year. It can happen in a couple years. You just got to keep being organically you. And in return, that result is going to come. It's a tribe and a community for everyone. You just got to put out enough content for your tribe to find you. And your tribe will find you. You know what I'm saying? Your tribe will find you. Don't look at what everyone else is doing and get discouraged because they found their tribe. Some people blow it right away. Some people don't. right? Some people achieve that success right away. Some people don't. But if you're doing it and you're doing it for the long haul, you got to be there regardless of the situation, regardless of the outcome, regardless how it looks. Create content without looking at the numbers. Create content without looking at the followers, the comments, the engagement. Don't say, oh, I only got 3 comments, and stop. Those 3 comments could double and triple in no time, but you got to do it for you first. And when you do it for you first and you have the passion of what you're doing, you're going to attract the people that are your tribe. And if you out there and you got a story, regardless of what that story is, sometimes we're ashamed of our story because we don't want individuals to understand or know what we came from, that pain. That pain is invisible, but you can't hide them scars, man. Them scars are always going to be there. You feel me? So even if you got that story, man, sometimes telling that story, even though a stranger's looking at it at the time, may be able to help someone else. 1, 2, it may be able to free up some of the emotional distinct that you have for that situation. And 3, it's going to heal you more than you know. But make sure you tell the story in the way that you appreciate it yourself when it comes out. Right? You could tell a story without downplaying everyone else. You could tell a story without putting people names in there and making people feel a certain kind of way. But people who was a part of the story, whether you say their name or not, they're going to know who you're talking about. Tell your truth. Everyone has their own truth. Your perspective is always going to be somebody else's perspective when it comes to something that's negative. But when it's positive, sometimes it aligns or it's adjacent a lot more. You know, for those individuals that's out there that are trying to get through the 9 to 5, yo, work that 9 to 5 if that 9 to 5 is going to finance your business. But if that 9 to 5 is taking you away from the overall business that you want to create and that you love doing, and when you wake up and you do it, you feel happy about, you got to reevaluate that situation. But if you're a person that don't have any income coming in and against a 9 to 5 and you're not working to get better and you're not putting in the effort and you're using excuses with things that you can do that doesn't cost you no money, it's just you trying, reevaluate that situation. Because no one is going to help you if you're not helping yourself. But when you helping yourself, for some reason, it's like the floodgates open up. When people see you putting in that work, they want to be a part of someone who's striving to be better, and they see the grind. And a lot of times that's when individuals are going to see like the power in you, the greatness in you, the success in you. When they see you doing it without any help, a lot of times individuals want to attach themselves with the underdog. Right? So people want to attach themselves to the underdog. People want to attach themselves to someone already getting money. But rarely people ever want to attach themselves to someone that's not just doing anything. You could be a pretty face. You could be an athlete. You could be all these things. If you not putting in the work for you, at some point, those people around you, if they only came around you for the stardom and how it looks, they're not going to be around you for the long haul. They may just be coming next to you to get that look, that light, that energy. Keep in mind, make sure you understand who's in your circle. You know, make sure you understand that. The worst opportunity is a missed one. So every opportunity that you have, you got to look at it, whether it's a good one or a bad one. What can you do with it? And some people might be looking at you the same way. So instead of asking yourself, why not me? Why don't I have it? You got to look at it like, am I doing everything that I can do to attract the success, the energy, the people, the money, the monetary value, the eyes on me that I can? If you're not doing that, reevaluate your situation. Look in the mirror. Ask yourself, why am I not doing it? If you need some motivation, you can always come over here for Soul Food Sunday, but nothing's given, everything's earned. Nothing's given, everything is earned. In order to get that motivation, you got to turn on your phone, your computer, your TV, and watch it. It could come from anywhere. If you're not getting it from me, get it from someone else, but get that message. Get that message. You know? Once again, protect your peace at all times. What's peaceful for you? And is there anything interrupting that? What's peace to you? What can you do to get your zen and be at ease? You know? Word. So I just wanted to jump on and give y'all some tidbits, that motivation, education, inspiration. You know, if you out there grinding, keep grinding. Hopefully you achieve your success sooner than later. But if you keep staying down till you come up, you're going to receive your success. Right? Don't let no tough times humble you. You go through them. You come out with your head high, your chest up. You know? I'm up out of here. Soulful Sundays, Unconventionally Miles. I appreciate everybody who like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe anytime you view my posts. You know, definitely get this message out there. I'm definitely trying to grow on all social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I want to get that YouTube popping. Yo, listen, if you watch any of my reels and you dig what I'm saying, go watch the full video and support the full video, because there's a lot of gems in there. You just getting a piece of it. I want you to hear the whole context of what I'm saying and add value to that as well. I'm up out of here. One.